When I was in middle school, I met one of my dearest friends. Her name was Joya Wilson, and we formed a threesome, Joya, Fadana, and I, from middle school through high school and beyond. I mean, we were thick as thieves, three very different personalities, but our core values were the same, and we were friends for life, literally. She was diagnosed with leukemia when we were 16 years old. And because of the drugs that were available as her disease progressed, she was able to live until she was 31 years old, which is a blessing. As she was approaching the end of her life, and she knew that she was not going to make it much longer, she decided to enroll in a clinical trial. And she did it for the pure reason of being able to impact the lives of others. She wanted to share her body with science so that others could benefit from the work that this research was unfolding, from the answers that hopefully these researchers would unfold. She did not live on the trial. I, many years into my work as a medical writer, I was working with the agency, and I wound up supporting a group. This is years after her death. I wound up supporting one of my colleagues. It was a life-changing moment for me. The project was to produce a series of articles based on this information, this data that come out about this new trial in treating leukemia, a particular type of leukemia. And they offered the CSR, which stands for the Clinical Study Report. And so it's the report that shares all of the information that's been gathered from each individual that's been on this trial to get a sense of whether or not the drug works. And I received the clinical study report, and as I was looking through it, I realized that this was the study that my friend had been on. It was a life-changing moment for me because you know that the information that you're working with, you know that it can impact people's lives, right? You know that you're getting the information out there. Maybe it may move a doctor to inform someone about an option that they may not have, or a patient may hear about a side effect and consider something a little differently than they have before, right? So you know that, okay, yeah, theoretically that you can potentially impact someone's life and well-being, but to look at that study report and know that I was touching paper that was communicating about my friend, that these aren't just data points. These are people's lives. There's people that have been loved, people who loved, people who lived, people who are fighting for life, and that these aren't just numbers. And so it means so much to me with the work that we do, because I realize that the words aren't just words, the numbers aren't just numbers, they are ways to communicate about life, and that people have shared their lives to create this data, and that the data that we work with and that we communicate to others can hopefully help others to live better lives as well. So that's what's most meaningful to me about the work that we do, is knowing that ultimately, hopefully, that we'll be able to impact others' lives.